Hello, my name is Belinda Evans, and I'm doing an interpersonal communication project for Liberty University, HSCO 508. Next. I've been a Christian for many years, a wife for 35 years, a mother for a very long time, 4 children, they all made it through college, a teacher, used to be an English teacher, now I'm a student getting my degree in a couple of days in coaching, master's in coaching, and I'm a retiree, a grandmother, and I want to be a life coach now. These are all my socialized identities. Next. Right now I'm one thing, but in a few minutes I might change to something else. Identities are something that we do rather than what we are. Heck, Jackson, and Rabot. Communication is the continuous, complex, collaborative process of verbal and nonverbal meaning making. And it depends on many things, ethnicity, culture, but not one person is responsible for the communication. Next. Components of my project are an overarching goal, a background, personal communication barriers, challenges to overcoming challenges, my action plan, and my conclusion. Next. The overarching goal is to help myself and others to listen mindfully, non-judgmentally, and prayerfully. Effective listeners, according to Burley, Allen, and Peterson, do many things, such as have an open and curious mind, connect their whole being, stay aware, listen for newness and essence, persistent alertness. Next. Peterson requires the flat brain syndrome of reducing emotional disturbances in the tummy by identifying and releasing feelings, clarifying thinking, increasing self-confidence by listening, ensuring the talker they can solve it, and building supportive relationships. On the other hand, Stewart, Zedeker, and Whitbourne focus on others' feelings and thoughts, encouraging, aiming posture, and mutually constructing meanings. I've looked at Fowler's conjunctive stage, which is next to last stage in development. As a faith both creates and maintains a balance between viewpoints such as paradox and overpowering and all-powerful God who gives us free will. Fowler's universalizing stage of adulthood shows boldness and convictions, an unbelievable passion and faith, and man's ability to be at peace with people like Gandhi. Next, my background in behavioral blend that we did according to Carbonell's Uniquely You assessment has 2 graphs. This is expected of me, which is my guarded behavior, and this is me, which is open casual behavior. It evolves as a 4 temperament model, with D being directing, driving, demanding, dominating, C being cautious, confident, calculating, compliant, careful, I being influencing, inspiring, inducing, impressive, and S being stable, steady, shy, security, and submissive. Next. My Uniquely You came out for my This is Expected of Me results, cautioning me to remember that I'm an inspirational, competent IC, not to think too highly of myself, to be a good example, to care more about insignificant people, to be bold and confident, to guard against what I say, to not be impatient, critical, or fault-finding. Next. The Uniquely You, This is Me, or my open feelings, came out as a competent influencing specialist, CIS. I'm to guard against being judgmental, avoid bitterness, resentment, step out of my comfort zone, be thankful for everything, be encouraging, be a good example, take charge, do whatever I need to do. Next. Now, when I looked at This is Expected of Me and This is Me, it indicates that I really need to listen and respond to others differently. So I looked at Fowler's conjunctive stage, where I think I am, and maintaining faith and paradox, and I aspire to the next stage, universalizing, so that I can be more helpful in communicating well and helping others to communicate well. I need to be more thoughtful, be optimistic. It's one of my goals. Be less critical, judgmental, fault-finding, using my my diplomatic and charismatic skills to be more mindful in listening and reactive talking, utilizing patience and wisdom, to be aware of possible bitterness or resentment in my melancholy aspects, to be more sensitive and use spiritual orientation to enlarge my conversations, and to remain contemplative, mindful, and prayerful in developing relationships. Next. My communication barriers that I discovered are that I may feel the need to win. We must win to assuage our insecurities and prove ourselves, according to Pearson, And I've discovered that I want and need to win and show that I am right and have the only right solution. Number 2, I may automatically experience the need to prejudge. Based on past experiences, I usually analyze scenarios in light of what I previously experienced rather than being present and mindful of what's going on and listening. 3, I may take on a critical spirit of disagreement based on past attempts at communicating with those with differing beliefs, such as racists and politicians, and I become rigid. Next. So, alleviating the need to win. As communications deteriorate, I need to end the win-lose scenario. Quote, and place power in a position subordinate to rights and needs, according to Stewart. Peterson explains the need to win as handling a thud. We reframe it. And so I need to go from a courtroom to a partnership relationship. So in helping others, Stewart recommends changing degenerative communication spirals to generative ones. So I need to make behavior changes using persistence, third parties, discussing relationships, and help others to find strategies in the same way. Next. Alleviating my automatic need to prejudge. Stewart points out, quote, when mindfulness teams up with personal barriers, our ability to concentrate on the message is out of reach. So I try to block out these distractions and past irrelevant, harmful, and hurtful areas so that I will not engage in criticism and judgmentalism. I don't need to agree with the other person in order to hear them and accept their views. I need to be more spiritual. With others, I must apply this knowledge for effective interpersonal communication to occur. Burgoon, Berger, and Waldron study states, quote, social interaction effectiveness implies the ability to produce some attributes of message configurations mindlessly and some mindfully. Next. Alleviating my need to go on a critical spirit of disagreement. I have done that before with people that, racists and politicians, that brought out my critical spirit. So Peterson requires us to look at our overblown emotions, engage in talk, stomach talk and putting feelings into words, heart talk and putting our ownership into words, and head talk and putting our thoughts into words that are acceptable. I will help others in this way also, so that they will be able to look at racism, which is speaking, acting, or thinking negatively about someone based solely on their color, class, or culture, by offering gracism, Gracism, the positive extension of favor, and that's Anderson, as cited in Peterson. Finally, my action steps. I need to focus on mindfully, non-judgmentally, and peripherally discovering common areas of interest, take the initiative, focus attention on central ideas, jot down others' main points and issues, practice. I need to ask clarifying questions. I need to critically analyze nonverbal communications and message content and not the speaker. I need to watch out for the thud and the flat brain tang of attacking and defending. I need to use centering prayer as mindful practice. Quote, centering prayer is a process of leaving behind thoughts about self, looking to the center to see who we were and allowing God to take control, according to Blanton. Next. In conclusion, who am I? This is a question I ask myself every morning, because every person I meet provides an opportunity to prove on who I am, to make me better in God's eyes. But I have to be open and communicate with them. I have to be willing to allow others to put a chink in my armor, to tell me where I need to change. In this way, I am reminded that I am not all that, and never will be. Remember, Christians have God the Father, Jesus the Christ, and the Holy Spirit to help us change.